I think that, Californians to some degree have figured out Sacramento is failing them and letting them down as fuel prices continue to climb and homelessness is out of control, crime is out of control. The education system here in California, which used to be the best in the country, is now in a free fall decline. Voters have had it.
Welcome to Our Watch. I am Tim Thompson. We are just 7 days away from elections here in the state of California and across the nation. So much going on, and we want to talk to you about these issues. To talk to you more in depth, we've got somebody very important on with us today, Senator Brian Jones here in the state of California. He is running this year. He's got an incredible race going on. We're going to talk about that race, but we also want to talk about California in general and what's going on. So welcome to the program, Senator Brian Jones.
Good morning, Pastor Tim. How are you today?
Doing wonderful. Really excited about what we've got going on. I think we're going to see a lot of really good results coming here in like I said, 7 days.
Too.
Yeah. So talk to me, if you would, your perspective on California and what's happening here.
Well, I think that, Californians to some degree have figured out Sacramento is failing them and letting them down as fuel prices continue to climb and homelessness is out of control, crime is out of control. The education system here in California, which used to be the best in the country, is now in a free fall decline. Voters have had it, and I think they're going to make some changes this year. Certainly at the local level in a lot of these communities, on school boards and city councils. And I'm hoping that some of that will obviously resonate up to the state legislature in the assembly and in the state senate.
Yeah, I sure hope so. We've seen a lot of change here in the state of California. After the census, we've seen redistricting going on. How has that affected you in your area?
Well, my district, my current district that I serve is a pretty safe Republican East and North County district. The districting commission really chopped up San Diego in a way that it's never been divided before. And so they took away some areas that I'm very familiar with, El Cajon and La Mesa, Spring Valley, and swapped that with another area that is kind of central, would be considered central northern San Diego City, University City, UTC, Miramar, Mira Mesa, Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos. And so those are all new areas for me, but they're all great areas. I spent a lot of time in those areas already. I'm a mountain biker, so there's some great mountain bike trails in those areas. And my wife is a small business owner. We've had contacts in those areas for a long time. And so we're looking forward to represent the new parts. But it's registration-wise, it's now upside down. It favors the Democrats just a little bit, less than 1%. So we've got a little bit more work to do, but we're doing it, raising money, getting out there, meeting the constituents, and really doing our best to introduce myself to the new areas and the new areas to me.
So voter turnout's going to be an important piece of this then. If it's just a 1% variance there, voter turnout's going to be huge. What are you seeing here in the state of California as far as voter turnout so far?
Well, not only great voter turnout on the Republican side, Tim, but even the Democrats that I talk to, the Democrat voters that I talk to, they're fed up with the leadership in Sacramento too. They're fed up with Gavin Newsom not being sensitive to what everyday Californians are going through to just survive, to be in California. Homelessness is not a partisan issue. The cost of living is not a partisan issue. Crime rates increasing is not a partisan issue. And our education system are not partisan issues as well. And the Democrats in my district know that I've been a leader on those four subjects for the last 4 years. And I will continue to lead on those in the next 4 years while I serve out my last term in the state legislature.
I'm so grateful that you're in the state legislature. It's important for my audience to know that may not know who you are. You're a strong Christian man. You love the Lord. You allow your Christianity to affect the way you vote, and that's important for us. I'm watching your campaign, and I've driven through your area. I don't live far from your area. I've driven through. I've seen your signs everywhere. You've got a great team of people helping you. What's going on with your campaign right now? I want to make sure people know what's going on with you, how they can be involved in these things.
Well, certainly if your viewers and listeners are in San Diego County, we'd love for them to sign up to help walk precincts, make phone calls. And actually making phone calls, they can do that from anywhere because we can assign them a call sheet that they can do from home. And if some of your folks are in Southern Riverside, they're just a short hop and skip to my district, which goes all the way up to the Riverside County line. So Fallbrook, Bonsall, Rainbow, those are all in my areas, Escondido, San Marcos. If some of your viewers and listeners want to come down and walk precincts in those areas, we'd certainly welcome the help. And it would be great. That my website is electbrianjones.com. And to be quite honest with you, the biggest need right now in these last 6 days is some fundraising. We've completed our campaign as far as mail and online advertising and commercials. And so that's all programmed and going. And we just have some last minute expenses that we need to pay for. So if your viewers and listeners are so inclined to make a small or large contribution, everything adds up. And again, it's on electbrianjones.com.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, we have to put our money where our mouth is. It costs money to run. There's no doubt. And we need people like you in our state legislature. We need people that have the Judeo-Christian values that were so fundamental in founding our nation, and you've stood for those very, very adamantly, and we're grateful for that. Talk to us a little bit, if you would, about Prop 1. I want to make sure our audience knows about Prop 1. To me, this is just so bad. Your perspective on it, if you would.
Well, as you probably know, and your viewers, probably know that the whole pro-life issue, there was no intention for that to be on the ballot this year at the beginning of the year. And then the Supreme Court decisions certainly animated folks towards that one way or the other. The Democrats knew, the governor knew that turnout for his party was going to be very low this year. The Democrats are discouraged in California. The Democrat voters are discouraged. Look, and a lot of them are switching parties. And a lot of them are voting Republican for the first time. I can't tell you how many text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages my team is receiving, that I'm receiving from people saying, I'm voting Republican for the first time in my life. And so they knew that was going to be a problem because the governor can't run on his track record. He's got no track record. Everything in California that he inherited has gotten worse. Crime has gotten worse. Homelessness has gotten worse. Cost of living has gotten worse, and our education has declined since he's been the governor. So, and those are the four most important issues, I think, right now that Californians are talking about around their kitchen table. And so he had to come up with some scheme to drive turnout and scare the voters on their side of the aisle on the life and choice issue. And look, people are seeing through it. It's not working. All of the mail and all the hit pieces against me right now are on my stance on the pro-life issue, and we're still getting voters reaching out to us and saying, I don't care about that. I care about these other kitchen table issues that are important that the governor's done nothing about. So Prop 1 is a scheme by the Democrat by the governor and the Democratic leadership in Sacramento. Voters are seeing through it. It is a bad proposition. We need to vote no on it. And I'm sure you've explained it to your viewers and listeners. And I'm happy to talk about it some more. But the bottom line is, if you're pro-life, you need to vote no on Prop 1.
Amen to that. I can't stress it enough. I'm trying to make sure everybody knows, because it even for people who have been on the pro-choice side of things, they have to understand the overreach that this is. And
yes, that is true.
Yeah,
and that's actually an important point. I'm glad you made, because even if you're a pro-choice voter in California, most pro-choice voters in California believe that there's a time frame. That there should be a limit. And what Prop 1 does is remove any current time, and it allows late-term abortions, partial birth abortions, and the most extreme cases of abortion that the governor wants to bring to California.
Right. And it just because it's not defined. We look at the term reproductive rights. I haven't heard anybody actually define that term yet.
Right.
So
Right.
what is that? And if it's solidifying in the Constitution of our state the reproductive rights of the citizens, what's that going to bleed out into? And
Right.
I think
Well,
that
it's basically all of those are euphemisms for abortion on demand.
right.
They're very good at marketing their concepts. They believe this is a winning issue for them. I don't believe it, and I've been convinced by the voters that it's not a winning issue for them.
Yeah, me as well. Everybody I'm talking to, even the pro-choice people that I do know, they're not for it. They just
It's a
have
step too far. It's several steps too far.
It is, and I think we just need to make sure that people know about it and what it actually is going to do.
Right.
We're almost out of time here. I just want to have you just say again, how can people connect with you? What kind of help do you need? And we want to make sure that you get all the help you can get.
I appreciate that, Tim. The easiest way is on my website, electbrianjones.com. You can go on there. You can contact us. There's a link there to sign up to walk precincts. There's a sign up for if people live in the district and they want a yard sign, there's a sign up for yard signs. There's a sign up for making phone calls. And there's certainly a link to make a contribution if your folks are able to help.
Outstanding. Well, Senator Brian Jones, so grateful for you, grateful for all that you've done for us so far. Looking forward to you getting elected again on November 8th, and looking forward to all that God may do in you and through you for us. So thank you so much, and we're really grateful.
God bless you and your team and everybody that's tuned into you, because I know you're doing a great job of helping our culture here in California.
Thank you, Senator Jones.
Thank you.
All right. Well, God bless you all. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on Our Watch with Tim Thompson.